Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Bo with the DGN Sports Network. We're about to go over our NFL picks. Real quick, last week I was 7-7 on the week to move to 42-49. So you don't want to take any of my picks. Wes was also 7-7, but he is 52-39 on the year for about 57%. And then Ben was 9-5, and he is now 57-34 on the year for 62%. So he's a little bearded fellow that you want to be really following his picks. But so what's up first this week, Wes?
All righty. The first game that we have this week is the Giants +5 playing the Eagles.
All right. Well, man, the Giants are pretty terrible. And the Eagles looked really good last week, but you just got to wonder if the Giants can keep it close. Uh, I hate Thursday night games, but I'm going to take the Eagles at home on this one. I don't have anything good to talk about on it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles here too. Line opened up at 3.5. Everybody's jumping on them. Hopefully, if you like the Eagles, you got them a little bit earlier this week. If you like the Giants, I would probably hang off and see if you can get this number up a little bit higher. But I think I'm okay with the Eagles at 5 and under, 5.5. I'll take a 6 if it might push, but. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Eagles. I feel like they're starting to kind of get it together a little bit. They had a comeback last week, and it probably is making them feel pretty good that Dak Prescott is out, and they're going to get to cruise into probably another division win. So
yeah, they're going to win the division.
Crazy.
That's such an honor. That division is terrible. Well, as my wife so eloquently told me earlier, that we should all be taking the Eagles because it's America's first bird of courage, whatever that means. I'm gonna go with the Giants. Um, I feel like if that's a reason that somebody else would be on this, if you're going to pick based on mascots, well, give me the G-Man, even though I don't feel great about it. But I do think that they are slowly working through some of their issues to become a better team. I mean, we won't see any results from that this year, but it may be next year. But I hate us to all have the same picks too, so I pick random crap in the middle of these videos and don't remember what I picked. So
Well,
yeah, probably should stick with the long beard over there and pick the winners. But
as terrible as your handicap was just then, I think I may switch to the Giants.
All right, well, let's go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going Eagles.
I mean, I don't think it's entertaining if we all agree on everything. Who cares about that? Okay. The next game we have is the Bengals +3.5 playing the Browns.
All right, this one, I'm going to ride with Joey Burrow again and take the Bengals. I think Baker Mayfield's still banged up, coming off the tough loss last week, and just trying to get some things worked out there in Cleveland. And the Bengals, they played really good. They threw up a bunch of points against the Colts, who have a really good defense. Looking for them to maybe get another win here, I believe get another win here. So take the Bengals.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, last time the first game they played, the line was 5.5, and I lost on the hook there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Bengals here in the rematch. I feel like they've probably gotten a little bit better. Man, the Browns got annihilated last weekend. Hopefully, they want to roll over and die and not try and get angry. But you know, they're kind of a mess per usual. I don't know if you guys saw the Odell Beckham stuff, but he's starting to sound like Antonio Brown now, telling everybody that COVID doesn't want any part of him and he can't get it and all this other crazy stuff. So not too good looking over there in my opinion, but I'll go ahead and give me the Bengals at 3.5. I think they can win outright.
Well, if you had the Bengals last week, you felt wonderful in the beginning of the second quarter. They're up 21-0. You get 9 points, and they found a way to lose that game. Pissed away a 21-point lead. Rivers is a favorite. Don't touch him. But he did exactly what he always did as a dog in that game. I mean, down against a huge number and just systematically brought him back. I've been a huge Burrow fan all year. I think that you're getting value there, but I do think that those lines are starting to reflect that value. Based on that, I'm going to take the Browns. The question with the Browns is, which Browns team do you get? You get the team from last week, or do you get the team from the previous 2 weeks? Because the previous 2 weeks team's pretty solid. Looks like it's starting to put things together. The team from last week looks like the Browns that we all know and love to watch get beat up on. I think they're closer to the 2 weeks ago version in reality. I would love to be getting this line at 2.5, but we're not at this point. So since it's 3.5, that's still not too much. I'm going to take the Browns. That won't make my big boy card, but it will definitely probably that'd be the side I would choose on this one. The next game that we have is a bizarre line to me, which I don't really guess it should be based on injuries. But we have the Washington football team playing the Cowboys, and this one is a pick.
Oh, wow. So on this one, on the ESPN Pick'em, Washington is plus 3.5. So if you're playing that game, there's 3 points of good value there, 3.5. So if I'm making my pick on there, I'm taking Washington football team. And judging by the Dallas's team last week, terrible game plan. I just don't trust their coaches. He's still overrated, just like he was at the Packers. So I'm going to take the Redskins here to get a win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Redskins here too. Pigskin. I'm gonna be just a little FYI. I'm staying away from Green Bay and Cowboys for sure on with bookie picks. But to the viewers at home, I don't know. Flip a coin. It didn't look good with the Cowboys there with the Red Rocket. It didn't look like he had much left in the tank there. So I want the field goal and a half, and I'm not touching it with the pick'em on the bookie.
Well, Team Ungo Goblogian, the art collector, I had to just make sure for sure that I had the Redskins and the ESPN Pick'em, and always having a team with the Always Sunny shout out in my name, because that's a fantastic way for me to entertain myself. I don't trust anything that Andy Dalton's leading. Yeah, I've not been a big fan of Mike. Goodness gracious, what's his name? I was just about
McCarty.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought he sucked as a Packers coach. I thought he was a terrible hire for the Cowboys this year. I mean, you're supposed to be one of the glorious, dominant, not predominant teams of the NFL, and that's the hire you come up with. I mean, it seemed like that was their option number X out of possible 26 options or whatever it would be. Based on that, I mean, you never feel good taking the Skins. I'm hoping this line gets back to the Skins getting some points before the circle lines come out, because I want to bet against the Cowboys as long as we have any good chance to not have to lay 50 points to make it happen. And the Cowboys suck, so definitely going with the Redskins on that one. The next line that we have is the Lions +2 playing the Falcons, and Ben, you don't have to tell us. We know which way you lean.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'm going Lions.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't wear the Atlanta hat tonight.
Well, it's a little dirty right now. Oh. But sorry to cut you off here, Bo. I feel like I kind of got thrown into this pick here, but no. I've watched the Lions these last couple of weeks. They have quality team. They've played some quality teams, and they're putting up points on a lot of really good teams too. And I think they have some pretty decent wins as well. I mean, they got losses to Green Bay and the Bears, who both those teams only have one loss. I think y'all what's the cousin flex rule? It's the week 2. So I'm going to go with that. If one of y'all want to explain that rule to everybody, but I think that kind of makes sense here.
So the cousin flex rule is when an NFL team changes coaches, bet with them the first week, which has worked for both coaches changes this year, and bet against them the second week, which it worked with the Titans last week beating the Texans. I believe that's the game that it was. And I mean, the man's brilliant. He didn't get to this point in betting with being an idiot. Since I'm talking, I'll go ahead and make my pick, and I'm going to go against that because I really don't have a reason. I mean, I don't feel like Atlanta should be a favorite in any game. So I'm just going to bumble around and come back to the lines because Atlanta should not be laying points. I don't doubt that they play well, but I'm going to take Detroit and going to ride with the cousin flex rule, and we'll let Bo do it, and then I'll tell you guys the next line.
I'm going to it's simple. I'm taking the lines too, taking the rule, not going against it. I think it's awesome that West talked himself out of the Falcons in the middle of it.
I've never been one for strong decisions. Gotta stay spontaneous, Okay. The next game we have is the Panthers plus 7.5 playing the Saints.
All right, I like the Panthers here, 7.5. Saints are another team. I just don't think they should be favored by 7.5 points. Yes, they have a pretty good defense at home, and they've got a pretty good offense, but they don't have like a killer instinct. They're not going to put teams away. They're very likely to come out and go 3 and out just as much as any other team. So being favored by more than a touchdown just doesn't make sense to me. And then on the Panthers side, they had a little bit down week last week, but other than that, they've been rolling pretty good, playing really good. So that'll be the side I'm on for this one.
All right. I have the Saints right now. I wish the line was a little bit better, but I need some help with the Panthers. Okay, I got a couple teams I can't figure out this year. Titans, Panthers. I don't understand. It's like they either win. I don't feel like I don't know if they're keeping these games close or not. It just feels like they're getting blown out or they're beating somebody really, like decent and good. So I'm struggling with them a little bit. I like the Saints here. This is kind of, I know Tampa Bay is sort of lingering, but both these teams sort of understand that if they want to win the NFC South, that this game is very, very important. And I think that while, yes, the Saints have looked a little bit sketchy, I feel like, Michael Thomas, Drew Brees is, that's his buddy. I mean, it's an undeniable connection. He's coming back this week, and they're in New Orleans. And they know that this is a kind of a pivot game. They're going to have to, if they want to win the NFC South, this is a very, very important game. So I think we will see one of their better versions. So I wish it didn't have that hook, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Saints.
I'm going with the Panthers as long as it is any number above a touchdown. I don't think there's a lot of difference in these two teams. I think that they are pretty similar. I mean, obviously their records are close to the same. I think you're getting some value on Panthers lines so far this year, which I like that. I like the idea of getting value there. I still think that the Panthers are probably, have a chance to sneak in the back door and win this division. But 7.5 is way too many points. I mean, yes, they did lose last week to the Bears by 7, but it's like you said, they're either extremely competitive or they're a little less competitive. But when they're competitive, and I think they will be in a divisional game, they're really tough to beat. And I like what they're doing with their team this year. Our next pick is the Bills minus 13.5 playing the Jets, the gross Jets.
Take the Bills. Under 2 touchdowns, it's the Bills. I can't take the Jets. I don't care that it's double digits. I don't care that the Bills are coming off the game against KC. It's just don't overthink it. Take the Bills.
Yeah, Bo nailed it. Under 2 touchdowns, look, it doesn't matter. You can say whatever you want about the Bills' defense, letting a lot of points in. They're a different team from the they had a really great defense last year. Now they have a really good offense, so it just doesn't matter. The Jets can't take advantage of it. Line dropped at 12.5. Now it's 13.5. So we got to hit the Bills now. Get it in before it's 14 and 14.5, because I don't think that anybody in the world is taking Jets here. So
I mean, ask yourself this: if you're somebody that can still bet the Jets at this point, like how? It's breaking my betting rules because I love a double-digit dog in the NFL. But, I mean, as much as this would usually be an automatic pick, no matter who was playing, as long as it's 2 NFL teams, I mean, to me, the Jets are in such disarray with their coaching, with their team, just everything about them. It's like Tyler said last week, he's taking whoever's playing the Jets until the Jets prove him wrong. And given he will obviously change that as it's convenient for him, but I can't do anything with the Jets. That can't happen. Okay, the next line that we have here is the Packers -4 playing the Texans.
This is a tough one for me. The Packers looked just disgusting last week. They had that good drive at the beginning, got on the board, and then there was nothing after that. Tampa Bay's defense just shut them down completely. They have nowhere near that type of defense, so I can't see it being that good of a game on the defensive side for the Texans, but I think they can score, and I think they're getting things turned around a little bit. So I'm going to take the Texans, that 3.5 number. It's hard to do, but yeah, I'm going to do it.
I have no clue how Green Bay – I got completely sucker punch, bag over the head, sucker punch with that one. Green Bay blew up a teaser for me, blew up actually 2 teasers for me. They better get it turned around. They're going to be angry now. That was embarrassing. It really was. I don't see how that happened after a bye week. I just thought Green Bay, I mean, that was one of my power plays, a steam play. So yeah, I got destroyed on that one. But I like Green Bay here. 3. I think they're going to win by 10, 13, 2 touchdowns. So, Texans they don't have a coach. They're frauds. They got big time problems. Green Bay, they're good. We just didn't get to see it against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's defense played up. They were amazing. I got Packers here.
Well, I'm going with the bearded sage, and I'm going to take the Packers as well. That game last week was disappointing when you have a 10-point lead and it's in a pick'em game, and then that first interception threw Rodgers off. It was he was not a good play from him. The second interception I did not really feel like was as much on him. I thought the receiver should have caught the ball, but he got in his own head and really struggled to find his way out. The Texans will probably pressure him with their front 4, their front 3. I think they're still playing a 3-4. But I'm not sold on the Texans or anything they do at this point. So because of where this line is, I'm going to go ahead and take the Packers and hope for the best. The next game that we have is the Steelers +1 playing the Titans. I think you heard her.
All right. On this one, I'm going to – oh, God.
What was the line again? Sorry, what was the line?
Steelers +1. I think they're both undefeated.
Oh, come on, guys.
I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah, there you go.
the Steelers have a really bad problem with playing terrible on the road. So that's the only thing I'm really concerned about. But I like the way their offense been rolling this year. Their defense looks just great. Yeah, so give me the Steelers. The Titans are another one of those that I think Ben calls them a fraud team. So I'm going to ride that and take the Steelers.
Yeah, hey, I'm Steelers here, but listen, I need a little bit of help here. The Titans are one of my most confusing teams. They are and the reason is it's just kind of depends on what when you flop the game on. If you don't watch the entire game, you might see you're going to see a great team and a horrible team in every single football game they play. It is extremely hard to watch, for me at least, to try and understand who they are. So, I mean, I am admitting that I'm having problems gauging the Titans here, but I feel like I've been pretty good with the Steelers. Their defense is one of the best in the NFL, and they're going to get stops. And Big Ben, I mean, the offense, it doesn't look that great, but it's just enough. They kind of remind me of like the Bears plus, like, the defense is just good and they can get it done enough on offense. But the Steelers have a better offense than the Bears do. And, but hey, I got the Steelers here. I like that line too.
I'm all over the map on this one. I'm going to try not to change my pick in the middle of it. I'm with you. Like it kind of depends on which part of the game that you watch the Titans. Yeah. I feel like with Derrick Henry being such a large running back that he's made to wear teams down and gash them late.
Yeah, they get game flowed though.
Playing against a good offense. I mean, if they're playing a defensive struggle, I would probably rather have the Titans. But because I don't think that's how this game will play out, I'm a bit worried they will abandon the run early. Right. And if they do, I feel like that the much stronger pick is the Steelers, even though you're not getting significant points. So basically, this one is a pick 'em either way. I mean, yeah, I guess you could have a 21-20 game and push, but I don't see it happening. So let's go with the Steelers. The next game that we have is the Seattle Seahawks minus 3.5 playing the cover cards.
I want to take the Cards so bad here. I'm undecided, I think. I'm leaning towards the Cardinals, but Seahawks coming off a bye. That's a tough spot to go against them, but close divisional game, getting 3 in the hook. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals for now.
Man, I'm with you, Bo. I want to take them so bad, but I'm gonna kick the can down the road. We'll see who Seattle has next week for the derail. I got Seattle here. It's I think we're buying Cardinals a little too high. I mean, they're getting a lot of credit for that beat down on Dallas, and so yeah. I mean, you can go ahead and add the Cardinals to the I'm not touching them list for the week with along with the Green Bay, and I'm gonna kick that can down the road. I know Seattle's their streak is gonna end, but. And I mean, yes, they're probably going to win, but man, who knows if it's going to be by 3 or 3.5? It's such a hard thing because I mean, the Cards could easily cover that game too. It's this one's real tricky. I just like I like Pete Carroll. That's who I like here. That's who I'm going to end up putting my money with. After the bye too. Hey, that didn't work out so well with Green Bay, but I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks here. I think
that was a roller coaster, Ben.
I know. Here, look, listen. I need help this week. People, y'all gotta put comments in and help me out and just help clarify some of this stuff.
The guy that's in the 100th percentile in the ESPN thing. I mean, like you don't need our help.
I don't think you need mine.
So I'm gonna take the Cards. I would have wanted whichever one of these teams was the dog in this game. I think they're pretty evenly matched. I think that they both have dynamic quarterbacks. I think Russell is probably overall maybe the best quarterback in the NFL, which I hate to say. But I think that's really where he stacks up. And I think that Kyler Murray is a challenge to defend every week. And if you can't keep him right where you want him and force him to beat you throwing the ball, I mean, all he needs is a crease, and he picks up third and longs all the time, which is extremely fun to watch because you don't see it a lot in the NFL where the guy, his primary, secondary option are covered. He scampers out of the pocket and outruns somebody to the edge and picks up the first down. There's since Vic, who's been able to do that? I mean, even Cam in his prime was not somebody outrunning corners to the edge. He was I'm 6'6", 250. I'm going to run you over. So I want the dog in this game, and if it moves any by Sunday, I will probably play in whichever the line moves in my favor. But because
it's just a matter of trying to figure out if this is inflated or not off the Dallas game, because the cover cards haven't been, 2 weeks before this little Dallas game, they weren't looking that hot.
They're on a 2-year streak, man.
What's that over under 56?
Yeah. Yeah.
This could be an exciting game. That's a high over.
Yeah.
Teaser.
Okay, we got the Niners +2 playing the Patriots.
Man, this week has been so hard.
Yeah, it's good. This was a good one, man. We got some meat and potatoes in the.
My worst favorite week we've had so far by so.
I know.
I guess at that number at home, I'm taking the Patriots to get things back on track. They had a really ugly loss last week to the Broncos. 49ers still, it's just so many injuries everywhere. I got a few people starting to come back, but then next thing you know, somebody else is getting knocked out. So take the Patriots. It's -2.5.
Okay. I'm worried about the Pats, guys. I don't know. I like the 49ers here. Hey, just to piggyback off your comment, Bo, I checked the line. When these lines dropped, we had 9 out of 14 lines that were 3.5 points or less. Jeez. I mean I know, right? It's that we're in the divisional games. A lot of teams are playing divisional opponents, and but yeah, this is going to be an interesting week. I like the 49ers though. I'm concerned about the Patriots, to be honest. I don't know what the problem is. It just seems they didn't. I mean, they after Cam Newton's little COVID and the bye week and all. I mean, all their little time off. I don't know. Maybe it kind of stunted the gel of their team a little bit. I mean, Edelman. I don't know what his deal is. They're just having a hard time getting the ball to the playmakers, and I don't think that their defense is just as good.
Hard disagree.
Cool.
I want the Pats based on their defense. And, I hope it's not like the week that we had the Pats playing the Chiefs and Edelman decided to lay the ball and let the Honey Badger walk in with an easy touchdown. But, that's the beauty of this is that we can have an opinion all day picking a football game, but that does not really mean that whatever you're thinking or I'm thinking or whomever is thinking is valid. The line is set at a number that I think will invite a lot of action from both sides. I'm going to take the Pats because when in doubt, I want the coach that I feel like is the better coach, and I think that Bill's the better coach here. So, they may prove me wrong. They may win by 60, but I think that'll be a fun game to watch. Okay, we've got the Chiefs. Let me share the screen. The Chiefs are -9.5 playing the Broncos.
Man, I'm going to ride the Broncos again here. See if they can piggyback off the win last week and come out with another close game. Chiefs may be a little down after their big performance against the Bills. That one was really highly watched, and I've just not been real impressed with the Chiefs this year. I feel like they've got a little hangover. Offense doesn't look as good as it has in the past. This sounds even stupid the more I talk about it because it's at less than 10 points. I almost want to change to the Chiefs, but I'm going to stick with the Broncos.
All right, I think I can swing Bo here.
Yeah, it won't take much.
All right, look. No, they cannot piggyback off their win last week. The Chiefs just beat the Bills by 10, and they looked like absolute shit doing it. If they fire anywhere near, I mean, they had the Chiefs had over 100 yards and penalties, and they still beat one of the best teams in the NFL by 10 points. I know I was worried about that game. I think I had them at 7.5, which it seems reckless at looking back, but they covered. Yeah, the Chiefs are going to work. They're going to handle this. It's okay. I would not be concerned about 8, and we could probably stop at about 9.5. So if you really want to be safe, a touchdown and a field goal at 9 points, but they're good for a little bit more. I like the Chiefs here. They got to get it going, and if they can beat the Bills by 10 points with all of their problems that they had, because they did not look good and they still got it done. So it's Pat Mahomes. It's Andy Reid. That's all we got. I mean, give me the Chiefs.
Well, I'm all over the map on this one too. And I'm looking, the over-under is at 46. Tells me that they don't expect there to be a lot of points in this game.
So we got 40-6.
I mean, possibly, yeah. I'm starting to think of like secondary strategies in this circa game, because I feel like that there's not going to be a lot of action on the Broncos. So it's almost like you could pick a swing game. This is a game that has a spread that I like because it's big. Even without that, I mean, like if you told me, okay, well, in the ESPN thing, I would probably think real seriously about taking the Chiefs because I think there'll be a lot of action on that, and it's not a lot of risk. But for Circa, we don't want to drop a game to anybody, and I think that I would go with the Broncos, hoping they can build off of last week. And I think that you're going to get some additional value in these contests because I don't think the Broncos will be a popular pick.
Yeah, if it hits, you guys are definitely going to gain ground. That's very true.
I mean, it's a kind of a dumb strategy because if you're doing well as we have the last few weeks, then you don't really want to give up ground. But I like the idea of a swing game getting into the middle of the season here, so that's probably the way I'm going to lean on that one. This next game will be on my card for certain, and it is the Jags plus 7.5 playing the Chargers.
And I like this one too for our card, and I think I'm on the other side of you. I think they're terrible. I can't see backing them at all. They're almost on the level with the Jets to me. So I'm taking the Chargers. I know it's a terrible number, but the Jags they're down in my book. So, and yeah, that's all I got. I can't back the Jags, so Chargers.
Yeah, I like the Chargers here too, guys. I mean, look, I don't understand how the Chargers are 1-4. To be completely honest, I thought they're better.
Back the first 2 games, and he was terrible.
They're better than that. They're better than their record is, and I mean, I just don't think that the Jets. I hope that the week 1 victory over the Colts has worn off on everybody by now. It doesn't feel like it for some reason. I don't know why we all think that they're gonna. I mean, maybe it's just that lovable Fu Manchu, that Mr. Minshew running around out there. Everybody thinks it's awesome, but no, I like the Chargers here, 7.5. But the line is moving towards the Jags. So people at home, the line started off at 8.5 for the Jags. Now it's at 7.5. We might be able to get, if some more money steams in, we might be able to get the Chargers at 7, which is what I would be happy with. But I'm taking the Chargers.
Well, I said it would be on my card, but here's your caveat. If it gets down below a touchdown, I'll probably switch sides on this. But
Okay.
I want the Jags based on the fact that you said, the Chargers are a 1-4 team. Why are they laying 7.5 to anybody? I
You got to
realize
throw
the Jags are not
game.
very good, and I realize that there's a little bit more to this Chargers team than their poor record would suggest. But that's the side I would want on that one. I do like the idea that I think they can score at times, and maybe we'll get them hot out of the gate here and feel like we've got a really good thing going. I love it if you have a rookie quarterback that's down and they're having to throw the ball against NFL defenses. I feel like that's always in your favor, usually. That's probably not the award-winning analysis you guys watched this hour for, but that's what you're getting from me on this one. We got the Bucks -3.5 playing the Raiders, and we got 3 minutes left.
I'm taking the Raiders. I'm just looking for a letdown spot from the Bucks. They got pumped up for the Packers game last week, and I'm just looking at them to go across country and not show up. So give me the Raiders.
Bucks at 2.5, Raiders at 3.5. Line's at 3.5 right now. Raiders.
I'm going Bucks for the very reason that I would love that line if it was more in my favor. But I've noticed this week they started to get Gronk involved a little bit, and the more they start to involve both of those tight ends that are, I think, very fantastic tight ends, the better that offense is going to work. I do think there's a chance for a letdown. I mean, I don't think this is a lock, but I would much rather, in doubt, be playing with Tom Brady than Derek Carr.
That Tampa Bay defense is looking really good too.
Yeah, I feel like that they will give the Raiders trouble, and that let's see what that over under was.
Because I mean, I'm Pigskin Pickem's got Bucks at 2.5, and I'm taking the Bucks there. I think in real life, at 3.5, I feel like that might be a nice little teaser play there. Move those Raiders up some.
That middle.
You got a 7-point teaser. That's 10.5 points right there on the Raiders. That could be that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I like that too. Okay, last game, the Monday night game is the Bears +6 playing the Rams. This one's an interesting one.
Rams, that's pretty okay. Let's move it a little bit. Go ahead, Bill. Sorry.
Bears. I don't. Another team that's hard to gauge, but I see the Rams being that much better than them.
Mm-mm.
I think this is more like a 3-point spread, 2.5, somewhere in there. So I'm going to take the Bears.
I'm going to go with the Bears as well. I have discredited them the first 3 games of the year, and I have been on the Bears the last 2 weeks, and they have done me good. So, it's like Nick Foles. He just kind of gets it done. It's enough. It's like, they're just kind of handling business. That defense is solid. They're the Steelers Junior, in my opinion. So, I think that they can exploit the Rams there. So I like the Bears there.
Well, I'm going to say me 3 based on everything you just said, Ben. And you guys remember to like and subscribe, and we'll keep bringing you these videos. Y'all have a good one.